Good morning, everyone. This is Bruce Westfield coming to you live for Grind Workshop Podcast, where you are inspired daily to be the best version of yourself. I am so excited to be here this morning with you, sharing thoughts and ideas, things that I feel like that can help you throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month. Today, I'm inspired today to talk about something that's personal to me, and it has helped me over the years, and I've had to learn these things over the years as I've suffered from these things in my personal life. I want to talk about the body and the mind. The body and the mind. Over the weekend, my body felt sick, and I got sick. I didn't know exactly what it was. It could have been a cold. It could have been a flu. I could have touched the doorknob and got sick, or I could have done anything. But the point is, I was laying in bed. I couldn't talk. My kids, I still had fun with them, but I couldn't do the things that I normally would do. And I knew the normal things to do. I knew that in order for me to get better, I can eat soup, I can drink tea with honey, and I can eat vitamin C supplements. I know that when I eat soup, it relieves the congestion that I feel, and it also relieves sinus pressure. I know that when I drink tea with honey, it reduces hydration. And I also know too, with vitamin C supplements, it helps to reduce the length of any sickness that I'm feeling. But those are things that I know to do. But what happens when you are mentally suffering? When your mental health is suffering? I can tell you a few things that causes your mental health to suffer. I want to go down the list real quick. I want to talk about high pressure occupations, working long hours, job dissatisfaction, and then the lack of social support. I used to work in a high pressure job. In fact, I worked in a stressful sales environment. I worked a lot of long hours. I experienced job dissatisfaction in the job. I worked there, I'd say about seven years. Not to mention, didn't have a lot of social support. It got to a point where I was so stressed out that I would get home and my wife would say, "Babe, I can't hear you talk right now. You're just too toxic." Now at work, nobody could tell that I was stressed. Nobody could tell a lot of the things that I talked about. But when I got home, my wife knew. So I did something that seemed out of the norm, and it seemed like some people would probably judge you if they did it themselves. I went to go see a counselor. The counselor told me all the things that I knew, all the things that I already had knowledge of, but she put it in a different way. She basically said, "Bruce, you're suffering because you're not taking good care of yourself." I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, you've allowed yourself to be stressed out in a job that controls you and you don't control it. And you're working so many hours away from the things that you love to do that you think that you have to work harder because you're not where you want to be. And then those things lead to the lack of job satisfaction. You're not satisfied in your job because you're always there and you're doing the thing that you don't want to do, which means also that you don't have something that you can do as a hobby, or you're not able to talk to the people that can provide you the support that you need in this time or this season that you're in." And she was right. So I decided to take 2 months off. I came in the office, gave them my doctor's note. I said, "I'm taking some time off of work." My boss looks at me, "What? Huh? What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm taking 2 months off." In those 2 months, I was able to sort out all the crap that was going on in my life. I was able to get my head together. I was able to spend time with the people that I love, my wife, my kids. I was able to spend time with some friends that I haven't had a chance to spend time with. I went to places that I would love to go eat at, and quite frankly, I was doing me. was back to being the me that I knew. Now, I also have to make sure to let you know during this time, I was doing full-time ministry. I was raising a family, and my wife was pregnant with our second child. I was starting a business and working 12 to 13 hours sometime in the office because I had to work hard to get the numbers in a sales environment. When I went back to work, I was a different me. And when I say I was a different me, I was no longer allowing myself to allow other people or things to stress me out. And it got to a point where I started figuring out an exit plan. And I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to go and inspire people. I knew I wanted to go and do talks, speaking engagements. I wanted to do coaching. I wanted to do all of those things. I just didn't have the tools and the resources around me to do it. Or I thought so. I just didn't have the thinking power in that moment because I was occupied with other things that were in my head at the time, like being consumed with the job, being consumed with how many people I'm going to sell to, how many people I'm going to get in front of, or how am I going to please my boss today? How am I going to make them happy? How am I going to avoid them having to come to me about what I'm not doing versus what I am doing? I had to take ownership of my own process. So, some things that I took away from my experience on my journey to becoming an entrepreneur. Number one, it is okay to take a break. Let me say it again. It is okay to take a break. You cannot let the job or the people or the thing take you away from who you are or who or what you're called to be. Because if you don't learn to take breaks, that means that you don't value yourself. Valuing yourself means having to reassess every situation in your life and thinking, is this adding value to my life? If it doesn't, take a break from it and see what happens when you take a break. And if it leads you to go back, go do it. You say, well, Bruce, I can't always take a break from my job. Okay, you can take as much time as you can take, reevaluate it. And if you find that you could be doing something else that's going to pay you equal or maybe less, because maybe even taking less money, it might be a sacrifice, but your mental health is more important. There are other ways to increase your income. But I would say this, if your job is stressing you out, you need to go find another job. If the ministry is stressing you out, maybe you need to have a talk with that ministry leader and let them know, hey, I'm not feeling the best right now. I need to go do something else. Or is there something that I can do with a lesser role that's going to allow me to get myself back where I need to be so that way I can ramp myself back up? Have the talk. Number two, set boundaries on your work. It is okay to set boundaries on what you will not do. And if you have something or somebody that conflicts with your boundaries, you don't want to, what's the word I want to use? You don't want to put yourself in a position where you are devaluing yourself by not agreeing or working towards the boundaries that you agreed to. You want to stay within your boundaries. I had to set boundaries for myself when I got back to work. I had to tell myself I'm not willing to do that. There were days where I was close to hitting my sales goal and I was at 8 hours and I said, nope, I got to get back home. I got to go get back to my kids. I got to go get back to my wife because they need me. And if I work more than eight or 9 hours, I'm going to be stressed out. And then I won't be able to give other people or the business that I want to raise up, I won't be able to give them the time that they need because I already knew my days were numbered. So because I knew that my days were numbered, I set boundaries and I stuck with those boundaries. Number 3, branch out. It is important to branch out to the hobbies, the habits that you love to do that helps you to get back to who you are. It is okay to get to the point where you can branch out to the things that you love to do or branch out to new adventures. It's sometimes in those new adventures that you branch out in where you rediscover a different part of yourself that helps you to be stable, that helps you to get to a place where you can find that support, that social support that you're lacking in your life. So, 3 things I want to make sure that you get from this. it is okay to take a break. Number 2, set boundaries on your work. Number 3, learn to branch out. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys want to continue to receive inspiration, motivation, you can join our Grind Workshop group on Facebook. Just look up Grind Workshop. And if you're ready to take yourself to the next level and work on yourself personally, professionally, work on that business, you just need to be able to get the right people around you, you can join the group. If you're not ready yet, that's cool. We'll wait for you. It's all good. If you want to receive daily inspiration from me, you can go to my Facebook channel. It's at I am Bruce Westfield. Or you can go to Instagram. It's at I am Bruce Westfield. It's the same thing. If you want to know what I'm doing on the John Maxwell team, you can look me up on www.johnmaxwellteam.com/Bruce Westfield. Let me say that again. That's www.brucewestfield. No, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that again. www.johnmaxwellteam.com/Bruce Westfield. I want to thank you for joining me on today's episode. I hope that you continue to work on yourself to be the best version of yourself. And I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. And remember, your mental health is important. You guys have a good day.